Hello everybody and welcome to mine, Gone with Gandalf's first ever PC build. I've never ever done this before and for some reason or other I've decided to film it. So we've got the CPU here and I'm like, where the hell is it? It's such a big box, but well, there it is. And this obviously has to go in there. And this is tiny little latch. You gotta raise it and put it in, and there is an actual way that you put it in. There's a little marker there, as I found out, and then you put it back down. It's very fiddly work, and I'll say this right now, I am rubbish when it comes to fiddly work, but we're going to be getting on to that. So here's my hard drive, NVMe SSD. It's also very small, and I'm just going to put that down there and get this screwdriver that came with my cooler, and then find out it doesn't fit. So I'll come back with some tasty ammunition from the garage, and it's quite difficult to open, clearly never really been used, and bam, in we go. Yeah, that'll probably fit. So off to work we go. They also have magnetic tips, so it's very useful. He's very happy. Do one screw, then you do the other, and then wait, hang on, this is going to be a very tense moment. Yep, we got to get ready. We're going to take the what's it called, thermal pad or whatever it is, take it off. Oh yeah, that's nice. Right, and then with the motherboard you get a bunch of screws, and well, did I mention I don't like fiddly things? Like, there's so many and they're so small, and only some of them will do it, and this took me absolutely ages. I'm not ashamed to say it, but anyway, it was done, and now we are moving on to the RAM. That is what those things are. And we're going to hear a satisfying click. Boom, there it is. And, well, they're in. And here it is, the motherboard as it is, before I put on the cooler. This is like the last time you're ever going to see it. And by the way, check your motherboard manual where to put your RAM sticks, because if you've only got 2 sticks like me, there is a correct way to do it, because there's dual channel then. I'm not a professional. But anyway, here comes the cooler. I've gone for an air cooler because I don't want something dripping all over my fresh PC. So there's not really anything to fear with AIOs and liquid coolers, but there is a chance that it could break. Like, it could break, the pump could break, but obviously you got to get some screw action in here, and those are some standoffs. So you're not like gluing it onto the motherboard. You've got a bit of a backplate in there. And then you put these standoffs on there, and maximum focus 100%. And then we get to the thermal paste, everyone's favorite bit. And we're going to see just how long it takes for me to realize that, yep, nothing's coming out. It does work a lot better when you take the cap off. And this is where the penny drops. And that's what it looked like. Although, spoilers, it didn't, because I did end up having to remount this. So, take off the plastic covering. Otherwise, the cooler's not going to do its job. It's not going to have contact, is it? But yeah, more screwing. Screwing one side, screwing the other a little bit. Go from one side to the other. Do a bit of a dance with it. Get real crazy with it. It's good practice, because you're going to be screwing some more. Anyway, here it is. Look at that RAM clearance. You need to be sure that if you get an air cooler like this is an NH D15, make sure that you check the clearances for both your RAM and your case so that it all fits in. I did have to lift up the fan a little bit, but here is the case. Looks very awkward to move around because it was here on the dining room table. But I think there's going to be a bit of an ASMR moment here, so let's get ready for that. Oh yeah, that was good. Okay. Sorry about that. Was that uncomfortable? Here's some more screws. In the bottom of the case, take off all the panels. There's some screws for like your PSU, your power supply to go in there. And just some more handy dandy things to get you set up. Presumably if you like missed out on all the motherboard screws. Anyway, to pick up the motherboard, I figured probably by the cooler, that's the best thing. It does look very precarious, but it is firmly fixed on there. And make sure you've got standoffs on your case. This case already has all the standoffs on there. And it's got a little like screw that pokes up that holds it all. Wait. well, that was a bit odd without no context. Jay's 2 cents. Get the PSU out anyway. It comes with all these cables to power your appliances. You're not going to need them all. I'll have that one though. And here we are. I think that's a CPU cable going up there. Try and route them in a nice way so you don't cause a bird's nest in the back. And this is the 24-pin ATX cable. That's like the main power supply going to the motherboard. Just trying to... They're really stiff. Really firm. And here is a tiny little audio connector. I think this is the HD audio. I hate these so much. There's like so many of these front I/O things that you need to plug in. And as soon as you put your hand there, you can't see anything there. Like, my fist is there. Like, how are you meant to see? Like, I can't even. Like, yeah, you've got your power button as well. Reset switch, the USB stuff and whatever. Not really that interesting. I did have to take out the cooler, as I said, to get in those case fans. But to reattach the cooler, and rather that middle fan, to attach it to the stack, I needed to use a coat hanger. Because I could not get my fingers in there to get the clasp around the tower. But here we are then. Graphics card time. This is like the final piece of the puzzle. Yeah, I thought I'd just shut up there. What is Gamers Nexus talking about? I was listening to some videos on the way. Anyway, here it is. Here's the graphics card. It's not really that interesting. And it's very shiny. It did have a few marks on there, though. Anyway, this is where I find out it didn't really fit the case. I thought that it would fit this case. But at this point, I didn't realise that I'd have to modify it. So, more screwing is required. We go back there because you see that little like cable bar or whatever, that thing where all the cables go in behind that I'm grabbing onto now with my left hand. That needs to be taken out and moved further forward. There's going to be a loud noise. Oh, that was loud. Oh, he knows it. So yeah, I reattached that further forward. So as you can see, there's a bit of gap there now. And now the graphics card fits. Those 3 clicks. It booted first time. I had to grab a panel from upstairs from my mum's office that I bought her. But yeah, it booted first time. Happy days. That's what it looks like. Cheeky little anti-sag bracket there. And that's what it looked like under my desk when it was all whatever. And yeah, Windows installed. Booyah. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Good day.